welcome back to my channel. Today we have Into the Heartless Wood by Joanne, Ruth, Meyer. So this is one of the books that she has. This one is about a siren falling in love with a human. Common. She does have other books, but her other books didn't really kind of interest me, and this is one of the books that came out this year that I was very intrigued by. So the cover is very beautiful. It's nice and green. It's like different from what others have seen. We have this siren with its trees. This is what this looks like here. Do you feel the dark, or only the monsters who lurk there? Different. So we have a black hardback with the green spine. So, the forest is a dangerous place where siren song lures men and women to their deaths. Deep in the woods live a witch queen and her 8 tree siren daughters. For centuries they have harvested souls to feed the heartless tree, using its power to grow their ever-reaching kingdom of ash, birch and oak. Owen Merrick lives at the edge of the forest, mapping the stars of the king in his father's observatory. For years he has resisted venturing over the garden walls, until one day he must enter the woods to find out where his missing sister. But one of the witch tree's siren daughters, Serene, decides to save his life instead of ending it. Now, no matter how hard he tries, he can't stop thinking about her. The birch bright hue of her skin and the way violet blooms in her hair. Every night he goes into the wood to meet her, but then the love for each other grows. But when the constellations shift, the stars foretell an inevitable war between the witch queen and the king. With Irene compelled to join the king's army, they are plunged into the heart of conflict that seems that no one can win, and that might destroy both of their kingdoms forever. There's no map in there, but when I read that, I was like, ooh, interesting. So then, when I came across, and you go through the book, it's kind of a two-toned, two kind of side of the stories between monsters and Owen and Soren as well. So it's kind of between them. But this is like a little poem that it says on here. This one says, "The boy stinks of fear and salt. He shakes like a rabbit in the snow. His soul is tremulously thin, yet it burns it so very bright. I sing and I sing, muted to combat my sisters. They will hear it. They will think that the prey they ensnared with their song has fallen to me. They will not hurt him in the heart. Hunt him in the dark. They will not feed his soul or into their own orbs. He will be saved, yet he whimpers and shakes. How fragile he is, how easy it would be to break his body to pieces." Just reading that, this book was quite feel like it was a bit easy to read because each chapter you go through, you either have this chapter or you've got some this ones. We've got another chapter, just a little monster one as well. "In the firefly dark he sleeps. The print of my hands bruised his throat. Almost I killed him, but I did not. His soul burns so very bright, my mother will rage. If she learns that what I have done, she'll give me my heart. She could take it back again. I fear her, but I will not kill him." Now it goes through backs and stories like that between the monster birds, but I was definitely intrigued by the book because I want to know how sirens are, because I think this is the first book of sirens that I've read so far, and it's more like to imagine sirens and what they will be. So the author's words are very much like a siren song. They lure you into this world of cruel magic that is both dangerous and full of life. It tells of monsters that has hearts and humans who lose their souls to them. It was an underlying sense of dread that permeates the story in such a way you're almost afraid to surrender to the quiet romance burgeoning beneath it all. This story was certainly an experience, and I love to have it again because I know I unearth something different this next time. If you're looking for a deeply smooth fantasy, you're going to need to add this one to your list for this year. I promise you, you won't regret it. I thought I was going to regret it when I started reading it. The chapters. It blew me away, guys. Literally, it blew me away. So, Ouch. I just scratched myself. So this story is told by two people's sides, Owen's and Serene's. I love the way that their voices were defined by Joanne's, but it further cemented the stark differences between them. Serene being a tree siren and not a human, while Owen was more obviously a human race. So with that said, Siren's words all carried meanings of power behind them. Their intensity was such an incredible strength and usually done with such few words. Truly what this sets in this book apart from any read is the atmosphere. Its atmosphere. Wow. The story has a sad and melancholic quality to it. The characters aren't necessarily happy with their lots in their life. Owen, his little sister and his father has dealt with death, facing it with the loss of their mother and a wife, while Siren is questioning her role as a soldier. You can't help but turn page after page wondering what the hell is going to go happen next. While there aren't too many characters at the beginning, every character that is introduced is placed a significant role to the play. Some of them are teased as potential villains or even allies, which others serve a morally grey purpose. I'm not quite sure why, but one of the Siren sisters was actually one of my favourite characters. That's why there's a way she showed with everything going on in a way that I can't really explain it well. But sometimes you can't fault her for having her own way of thinking of things. I'd be lying if I said the romance didn't make me feel a certain kind of way. It's so soft compared to anything that's happening around them. It comes across like curiosity and the wonder that turns into something more akin to caring and eventually something even deeper. The forest is a dangerous place where sirens talk to the men and women to their deaths. So when Owen Madrick is lured into the witch's woods, one of his tree siren daughters, Siren, saved his life instead of ending it, you know? And Siren's quest is to become a human will lead them to an ancient war raging between the witches and king, who is trying to stop her. This was epic, heartbreaking, and definitely a bit dark in it, but it's between a love story between a tree siren who wants to fall in love with a human boy, you know? And that was definitely a ride to take on and definitely a book I can happily read again. This was such a good book to read. And I fully enjoyed it. I do like the way the author actually wrote the book. But as we got through the book as well, I didn't like the other interests of her other books that she has, but I might give them a try and see how they go, because I was really intrigued by this book. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time. Peace out. Bye.